to think of bridal shows as the great equalizer of businesses. Businesses large and small, new and old, home-based, storefront, everybody has the same opportunity for success. It is all in the presentation. It's all what you do at the show. Nothing smacks of class and elegance than the shower curtain as your backdrop. Isn't that classy? This booth took a little bit more effort, but looks so much more impressive. I bet you that halfway through the show, half of the samples that this wedding invitation company put out there are gone because people thought they were takeaways. A little bit more effort, same type of company, much, much better presentation. Here's a DJ booth, which if it wasn't for the sign, I wouldn't really know because it's got all these stacks of handouts and magazines and a video monitor with a wedding cake on it. Doesn't look all that much like a DJ's booth. A little bit more effort, you can do something like this or something like this. Tents and events. Okay, so if my primary business is renting tents, maybe, I don't know, put a tent in my booth, or at least maybe a picture of one? Same type of company, much, much better presentation. I love this one, great company name, Great Expectations. Can't you tell? Could this company do anything more to hide the fact that they are a caterer? Different caterer, a little bit more effort, and the results are so much better. At successful bridal shows, you will never have the time to talk to everyone. But the key to success is connecting with as many people as you possibly can. And that means qualifying them and not wasting your time with people who won't do business with you. Take a moment to find out if the bride has a need for what you do and if you're open on her date. If you cannot help her, then you can move along and talk to somebody else. If you can help her, the attention you give her will make a great first impression. Never, ever, ever ask, "May I help you?" The answer will always be, "No, thank you, I'm just looking." Don't ask, "Have you booked a wedding planner? Have you booked a DJ?" No, ask her. It's too easy for the bride to say, "Yeah, I already have," even when they haven't. It's just the natural reaction of not wanting to be bothered. Engage her in conversation with an open-ended question like, instead of, "Have you hired a wedding planner?" ask, "Who have you selected to make sure that everything about your wedding day runs perfectly?" Don't ask, "Have you booked your reception venue?" Instead ask, "Where are you having your wedding reception?" Same question, ask in a way that's going to elicit a better response. Never, ever, ever ask, "What is your budget?" The minute you use the B word, the walls of defense go up. They are just trying to get all of my money. And yes, we know that you probably are, but you cannot tell her that. You know your business. You know you want to know how much the bride has to spend, but you can't ask it that way. Ask around the question. You know your market here. Ask what other vendors she's using. That'll give you a great idea for how much money she's got to spend, usually. Ask, if you do have to ask that question and you can't figure it out any other way, ask it this way. It's much less intimidating. Is there a dollar amount that you have allocated for the purchase of your invitations, your entertainment, your whatever? Is there a dollar amount you've allocated for this? Same question, just ask in a much less intimidating way. All of the things I've talked about tonight, if you just do those, you'll get success at a show by pretty much doing those and waiting for the phone to ring. But if you want to maximize your results and really, really make the show work for you, you have to follow up with the leads that you generate at the show. You need to, you'll get the list of brides from the show, everybody gets that, but you need to take down the contact information from your hottest prospects, those brides that show a particular interest in you, and you want to follow up with them right away. Let me give you a little reality check. The bride's that's super interested in you, maybe 2 reasons. She probably likes you, number 1, but that's not the only reason. She's interested is because in her planning timetable, what you're selling is now at the top of that list. She's talking to everybody else. Also, at the same time, she's a hot prospect for you. And the longer you wait to follow up, the greater the likelihood is that great customer is going to, or that great prospect is going to become a great customer of one of your competitors. How often should you follow up? As long as it takes. Keep following up until the bride either says, stop it, or says she's already booked somebody else. Keep reminding, keep following up. It will help you get business. Nobody likes to do this. I understand. You guys are great at what you do. Selling's a whole nother thing, and you don't want to be the pushy salesman. I get that. But following up, my daughter's getting married, and I'm amazed. I'm planning a wedding in a place where I don't produce bridal shows, and I don't know anybody there, so I'm doing all the regular consumer stuff of shopping. It is amazing to me. Like, nobody follows up. Nobody is calling and checking in, hey, have you made a decision? And how do I, as a consumer, look at that? Like, well, they must not care about my business. That's what people are thinking. Do not hesitate to follow up as long as it takes. You need to set realistic expectations about a show. Remember, a bridal show is not there to immediately bring you business. It is there to bring you prospects that will later turn into business. Brides have a fairly standard timetable in which they buy things, order in which they buy things. And not everybody is ready to buy right there the day of the show. There, you haven't come up on their list at that point. You need to use that show to get the word out, to continue to follow up, and you really need at least 6 months to gauge the success of the show. Remember what I talked about in the first half. How do you find out about us? Track what you're getting from the show.